Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I will be reading a multi-character listener by me, so let's get into it. Neuvillette. Neuvillette really likes it when you play with his hair or braid it. His hair is very long, and for a long time before he actually came to Fontaine, he never really knew how to deal with it. For the most part, he just stayed in the ocean or the seas of Tibet, so it really wasn't a big deal to him. So when he had to go on land and actually came here, he had no idea how to deal with it. And it took a lot of convincing from Lady Farina herself to actually get him to tidy it up and clean it out from the seaweeds and all those things that were tangled up in his hair. And now, he's the one who's very meticulous over it, with someone, usually a Melusine, coming to actually comb his hair every single day in the morning. It was too long for him to deal with, and he just trusted the Melusines more. At first, he would throw a fuss when this happened, but right now, it's a relaxing routine for him. So when the two of you started dating, it was something that had actually been in your own routine as well, with you just running your fingers through his hair gently and looking at him, admiring his beautiful face, his beautiful, well, his entire being was beautiful. It was hard not to admire anything about him, when he truly felt like perfection personified. What could you say to that? And as you played with his hair, he rested against you, letting out a soft sigh and closing his eyes. Thank you, Ion. I truly appreciate it. Well, you would appreciate anything I do, Neuvillette. You're just sweet like that. I don't think that's particularly sweet, but if you think so, then I will agree. You would agree to anything I say, wouldn't you? No, that's not how it works. I'm not ultimately biased. But in this case, I may be, he says, hesitating for a while. And upon a closer inspection, you actually see that he's blushing. He gets nervous sometimes, or shy, and it's always a delight to see, since he's not usually so expressive. He finds it hard to deal with his own emotions and be honest about them. So right now, it was simply nice. Nice to be with you. Nice to feel loved by you. And relax and know that he will be taken care of. He will be loved against anything in the world. Sometimes he thinks of those early days where he felt unsure of his own place in Fontaine. And now when he looks at them, he sees you, right here by his side, making him feel more tied to this land and making him be able to see humanity in a new light. So he does love when you play with his hair so he could reminisce upon the past. And he also gets this soft feeling from you just cuddling with him. And eventually, braiding his hair or making it in whatever you actually want. He doesn't care that much. He trusts you. And that's the most important thing that the two of you have. Arlecchino. Arlecchino had long hair, which was actually a surprise sometimes, because at first you didn't notice that ponytail that was quite very long, and yet it took you a while to notice, just because it seemed like her hair was so short from the front. And a few times that you've seen her, you weren't really so close to her and you had only seen her face. So it was quite a delight. And eventually, when you had a relationship, you were interested in doing her hair. But Arlecchino, not everything was so easy with her, which was quite a struggle, to be quite honest. But in the end, you knew it would pass, and eventually, she would be able to trust you to do this, to do something as intimate as maybe braid her hair or just comb through it. And right now, as you looked at her, and she stared right back at you. You wondered where this would end. So, you wouldn't mind if I tried to do anything with your hair, would you? I'm not too sure about that. I would like to think it over for a while. I know you may not like that, but in the end, I do have a preference. And I'm not sure if the children would be so happy to see that my hair has changed. To be quite honest, a lot of them have asked to play with it when they were quite young, and I have always denied them that. So they would be quite jealous, she says, chuckling softly as she looks at you. So what you're saying is that they would be jealous of me getting special treatment? Perhaps that's what I'm saying. Yes. Although, in the end, does it truly matter? I would always give you special treatment anyway. You are different. And the boundaries between me and the children's house don't apply to you. So perhaps it was always meant to be this way. It's not something I particularly mind. You sigh softly. You knew that, in the end, there were some things you would never truly understand about Arlecchino, and that was fine. Right now, all you wanted was to play with her hair a little bit, and enjoy this time that you got together. You didn't have to do a lot, and as for Arlecchino, she definitely enjoyed the time that she would be relaxing with you, and even though she didn't want the children to be jealous, she would make sure that none of them saw her hair being braided or played with by you. She had a reputation to keep after all, and she couldn't risk it. So just for you, you could do this in her office or in her room, behind closed doors. No more and no less. And right now, you felt internally blessed. And although you actually felt that way, you would never show it to her. You already felt so embarrassed next to her sometimes, with how serious she could be and intimidating as well. So, you just wanted to look a little bit more serious this time. Although you doubt you looked any more serious when you were just braiding your hair and running your fingers through it, but you could at least pretend. And thankfully, Arlecchino was willing to let you do that. She was quite merciful enough.